Let's check now. If you can hear me, please can you can you just stay in the chat box? I hear you. I hear you. I hope uh, we can hear now. Um, Hello, can you hear me? Right? Can we confirm that the audio is now up, please? Okay, I will assume it's up because I can see waveform uh, on my screen that seem to suggest that my audio is up. Let's check that. Um, I hope my audio is up. So if you it seems I've been speaking to myself past few minutes. So I'll go over all the things I've said again. Welcome to Living Health TV. Okay, thank you. Welcome to Living Health TV. My name is Benga Adebayo, and we are here to discuss mental health today. There's a lot of stigmatization against mental health issues, against mental health conditions. And we celebrated earlier in the week World Mental Health Day. And we thought that today on Living Health TV Live, that we should go ahead and discuss this again and just talk about it. Just we think that the more we talk about mental health, the more we put more information out there, the more we put more knowledge out there, the closer we will be to hopefully someday totally removing the stigmatization that accompanies mental health, mental illnesses. If I have malaria, I wouldn't need to um, say to anybody or justify to anybody, apologize to anybody why I have malaria and explain to them. No, because everybody expects that somebody that has malaria, it's not his fault. It's fine. It will get better and still be able to do the things that he needs to do. Not so for mental illnesses, right? Mental illnesses come with certain degree, unacceptable degree of self stigmatization as well as societal stigmatization, right? Self stigmatization and societal stigmatization. So it's for us to find ways to sort out these issues, to find ways to deal with it and make it acceptable for people that need support, that need help, as far as mental health is concerned, to get this help that they need, right? And that's what we are here to do today, to discuss all the challenges, some of the challenges that people that have mental health conditions that they face, and what the myth about those challenges. First, we like to say that today that mental health is more than just a buzzword, because people use a lot of these words now that are associated with mental health, and without knowing it, they are trivializing this matter. I went to teach somewhere recently, and after my session was concluded, somebody came to meet me, and the long and short of it was that somebody told him that he had OCD, right? That he had OCD, and what was wrong with him? Uh, Absolutely nothing. Just this armchair, um, armchair psychiatrist. With a lot of people thinking that they do one course on the emotional intelligence, and then you are now, and that yes, a lot it's good for us to have people out there trying to help, trying to make sure that people are more open to talk about mental health issues. But as we do this, we should not trivialize um, the issues and the problems. We have an article up on Inspiration Republic. I just like maybe my colleague to share that link about um, mental health. This that goes along the lines of what we are discussing today. And one of the things that people say is that somebody will just say, "Oh, I'm depressed because my my favorite show has been cancelled. I'm so sad because I'm really depressed now because I missed uh, I missed a meal, or I'm depressed because for something trivial, and then they use it, and then the next moment they are up and happy. They make it look as if the people that are actually struggling with clinical depression, they also can just shake it off and move on. And if they cannot do that, it makes it look as if they have the problem is theirs and not the condition that they are facing. We need to be careful as people, even in this environment, and for area level now. So just, are they mad you? Are they para? I know normal. It looks as if it's sexy for you to talk about yourself and say to yourself, hey, I know well, I know complete. Are they mad now? I will show you pepper. You think because you see me, I know normal. I will just show you, and then they make it look like mental health or mental illness is something to be that's not so serious. It's not really a serious thing, and then people can just start to do they can just snap out of it. No, we must be careful to avoid behaviors and actions that make mental health and mental illness to be something that is not so serious. And it's a serious matter, right? Clinical depression is soon estimated to going to be the top most important factor as far as disability adjusted life years. That is going to be a huge source of disability, economic cost, significant economic and life cost. So we need to fight against these myths, come against them, speak against them, and be aware of the challenges that people that are struggling with mental health, with mental illnesses, are going through. Right? Like I jokingly say to people, people say that mental illnesses are not common. Right? No, 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 no. See, I say jokingly to people that they are so common that if you think in your circle, your extended family, your friends, your family, and you cannot remember anyone that has mental health issues, maybe you should look in the mirror. It's so prevalent. We must make it safe for people to come out and get the help that they need. So mental health issues are so common, so common. I had an interview done on World Mental Health Day by one of the TV stations around, and we were discussing how common it is. The WHO statistics suggest to us that up to 5%, and I think that's an underestimation because, of course, for obvious reasons, up to 5% of people in Nigeria have a mental illness or a mental condition that requires management. But there's because of all the stigma and the lack of resources, a lot of people are not getting the help that they need. I walk on the street and I see people, I see someone just today, just close by me here, by my office here on the street. She's almost naked. She's delusional. And it's a shame for us as a society if we don't take care of the most vulnerable amongst us. Right? That person just can be rehabilitated, and that's the next myth I would like to say about mental health illnesses, and that's why about mental illnesses. Pardon me, and that's why we make people leave people like that on the streets because they just feel there's no hope for them. Once you have a mental illness, that's the end. You are done for. Nothing can be done for you. Nothing can be farthest from the truth, right? Just the same way the disease of the body can be cured, can be managed, even the ones that cannot be cured, they can be managed and people can live effective, joyful lives. So people that have mental illnesses can be managed and live effective lives, right? And live productive lives. Productive lives. So there's no mental health condition, even the ones that look so when the mind is broken, with effective management, they can live productive lives. So let's not so get to the place that we say somebody has a mental illness. Yay, that's the end. It has finished. It has finished. Kai. Yeah, and that's what is keeping people from getting. Let them not label me, because once they label me like this, my own don't finish. Somebody was speaking with someone some years back, not maybe last year, and we had gone to their company, facilitated and done a program for them, and then she reached out and said, please, I think I need a mental health rehabilitation. I need to see someone to take care of me. He said, but there's one condition. You must not tell anybody in my company. You must not tell, even up to my human resource manager. Nobody must know, because she was afraid of the stigma that will follow an open knowledge in her company that she went to get help, right? And that's a shame. I really felt bad about that. And of course, we tried to do what we can and accommodated that. But we must make it easy for people to seek the help that they need. And that boils down to the fact that mental illnesses are manageable. They are manageable. They are there are so many people out there coping or struggling with one mental illness or the other, yet they are productive with the proper management, with the proper treatment. So please, let's get to the place that we know that you can live a productive, joyful life, irrespective of what mental illness you may copy with. Now, so when people think of mental illness, one of the things that comes to people's mind is that they think it's all about psychotic illnesses. That anyone that has a mental illness is violent, not coherent. Uh, and the reality is that mental illness victims are more mental illness, people struggling with mental illnesses or coping with mental illnesses, they are more victims of violence than perpetrators, right? They are more victims. They are more victims than perpetrators. So it's important for us to have this at the back of our minds, that mental illnesses are a spectrum, right? It's not just one thing. Psychotic illnesses are there. We have anxiety disorders, addiction disorders, right? Personality disorders. There are so many disorders that it is not fair for us to just pigeonhole everyone that has a mental illness and say they are all the same and they are all they cannot be cured. They cannot be cured. No, 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 no. Manageable, treatable, right? And even of the people that, as a professor, an academic achieved the peak professor. No, that's a peak of an academic career. And she's struggling with schizophrenia, right? But she's managing it. She knows she's a schizophrenic. She's open. She's fully embraced her condition and taking her management and still rose up to the peak, still riding the peak of her career as a schizophrenic, right? So please, no matter the mental illness that you have, it is manageable, right? We said earlier that they are common. They are not uncommon. Mental illnesses are common. They are not uncommon. So let's get it out of our mind that it's, in this environment, before you marry, they will say, go and check. Is there madness, quote and unquote, in their family? Now, if you don't have any mental illness in your family, so please and please let us break this cycle. Let's know that they are manageable, they are common, and it's not poor people. Some people think it's only poor people that can have mental illnesses. Why do poor people may think, when I'm with all these things I'm struggling with, it's only rich people. Some people say it's only young people. Some people say it's only old people, whether young, old, rich, poor, male, female, anyone, and everyone, even young adolescents, children can have mental illnesses. Everybody. It's not. There's no one that, because of their socioeconomic status, or because of their age, or because of their sex, that they are protected. No, it can happen to anyone, right? So let's not trivialize this issue of mental health, of mental illnesses and mental health, by the things that we say. So don't just go out and say, I'm mad, you. I am mad, I know well, I know normal. Because you see me, they wear clothes. If I show you, I show you my madness. So it makes, and that person still walks away and plays. So it makes it look like anybody can just walk away from their madness now. No, from their mental illness. No. Let's not give stigma, but don't throw words up and down, right? Don't throw words up and down and say things that you are not. Part of the myth also that is prevalent in this environment is that mental illnesses are, quote unquote, spiritual. It's witchcraft, it's supernatural forces. No, just like the body can be ill, and of course, okay, so maybe depends on your persuasion. I don't want to look down anybody's persuasion and beliefs. Of course, it's possible that I'm a Christian, unapologetically so. Um, so we know that we believe that maybe there's a supernatural dimension to life. I haven't said that. Just like the body can be ill, the mind also can be ill, right? The mind also can break down, and the mind can be mended. So somebody has a mental illness does not mean that the person is demon possessed. These are some of the things and behavior that drives stigmatization, because nobody wants to say I have a demon troubling me, because the Bible talks about the demoniac as legion. The demon had legions inside them. So it's not so. Yes, Timotokwe, yes, it's I don't know which one is the wow went for, but mental illnesses are manageable, they are common, they can affect anyone, and they are not necessarily spiritual in origin. No, they are not. They are not spiritual. They're not necessarily spiritual in origin. They can be treated by the things that we know. And somebody says, okay, mental illnesses mean, oh, the person must always take some drugs. The only management is that you must use medicine and you must use it for life. While we have pharmacological means to addressing and managing mental illnesses, that's not the only way that we treat it. We also have non-pharmacological illnesses, counseling, cognitive behavioral therapy, and all the group therapy, so many non-pharmacological means that is used to manage it. So whatever it is, the important thing is go and get help. Counseling, right? Make it easy. Let's make it easier for the people. Every time I go somewhere, sometimes I will ask people, have you seen a psychiatrist before in your life? I said, God forbid I will see a psychiatrist in my life. No. It's not a problem if you've seen a psychiatrist, right? It's not a problem. It doesn't mean you're less of a person. It doesn't mean you're less of a human being because you saw a psychiatrist. No, right? Mental illness is because, and a lot of people, without knowing it, they are getting some form of management, so to speak, when they go to church, when they go to mosque, when the pastor says, "You will make it," I say, "Yes, I will make it," and the person repeats it, believes it, and says it, and all those things, they tend to help people to cope better. We know that loneliness is a bad thing. Loneliness is something that tips people over to all kinds of emotional turmoil and mental illnesses. So that feeling of togetherness, that happiness, helps to bring and build resilience, right? So now I've seen people. No, I say to people that one of the things that if you know me for people that stay around me, is I always return calls. I will always return a call. If you call me, I miss your call, especially if I don't know the number, right? I will return the call. And it happened because of a bad experience I had many years ago. A friend of mine called me, um and I couldn't pick the call. So I I saw the call. I said I'll call her, and I never returned that call. And only for me to hear the next day, if you maybe the next day after, I think it was the next day, that she had killed herself. Right? She had just had a baby, um, baby girl, and we went to greet her, rejoice with her. A few days later, she tried to call me. I didn't pick the call. I missed the call. I was busy doing something, and I didn't call back. And she killed herself. So it's important that we people, right? We must learn to look at the signs and just be there for people, and the people be there for us. So if that somebody is smiling, somebody is laughing, um, it's not. This is the thing about depression. About so let's go now to depression. Let's talk a little about depression. Depressed people often don't pretend that they are happy, right? They may do it a while, but if you are close to them and they will tell you, I am not happy. If somebody, and depression is not just not being happy, a blues, no. It's persistent feeling of something with it. It comes along with it a feeling of worthlessness, low mood, person just down, doesn't want to go out. Somebody starts to question, is life worth living? Is no. People around you do that, please take it serious. You just say, what is wrong with you? Take it, just snap out of it. No. It's not. It's just so easy to snap out of it. Will not. It's not everybody that commits suicide that is depressed. That's a depressive episode. Some people commit suicide for various other reasons. But depression can lead to suicide, and it's not everybody that is depressed that ends up also killing themselves. Some people get the help that they need, and some people, for some reasons, just are not able to take that final step to end it all. So please, let's be there for one another, and that's the key thing I want to say today. A key to promoting mental resilience and keeping mental illnesses at bay and helping people to overcome the factors of life is connectedness, social connectedness. It is important. Loneliness, um, loneliness will not get us far. And we are having an exchange in our cultural fabric and exchanging that connectedness to siloed living. As a child growing up, I had so many people around me that were called auntie, uncle. They were not really my auntie, they were not my, but they were all around me. But now, people can live in the same house and not see each other for 1 week. Live in the same house, live in the same building, live in the same flat, and not see each other. Because this person lives at another time, that person eats another time. That siloed living is putting us farther apart and making us more vulnerable to when pressures of life come, and then people tip over to having anxiety attacks, to having depressive episodes, to having even up to um, um, psychotic illnesses. So please, let's stay together. Connect with someone. I give an assignment. When time we have this, I give this assignment. I want you to please reach out to someone that you have not spoken to in a long time. Just reach out to them and say to them, hello, how are you? I just called to say hi. You'll be surprised. The rush of endorphins that would give somebody remembered me. This person remembered me, said hi to me. I'm valuable. I'm important. Just to say hi. How you doing? I thank you for so and so. You mean this to me. Wow. It's going to make a lot of difference in people. that are around us, right? So if you see people around you struggling with life, struggling with their physical appearance start to deteriorate, don't just take it up and say that person is not. Ask, show care. If we can care more for one another, I think we'll be better put to do the things that we need to do. So, three main things that we said today. Number one, peace, uh, mental health, mental illnesses. There are lies about mental illnesses. Let's find out those lies. I just mentioned a few of them. Find out about them, right? Addiction. There's so many things out there. Next thing I've said is let's not trivialize it by the things that we say. Let's not trivialize it. Let's not say funny stuff. Let's not use words and just use them flippantly. When we do that, we trivialize and we commonize and we perpetuate stigma by the use of those words. Final thing I've said is let's look out for one another. Let's help one another. Let's be a support for one another. As we do that, I think we will be better put to confront this epidemic of mental illnesses, right? The body can break, the mind can also break. Resilience we can build up by getting more connected and building uh, emotional and mental capacity to confront life, right? Thank you so much to everyone that has joined us today. It's 3:30. We spent 30 minutes. So if there are questions, comments, I'll be happy to take them, to answer them, both on IG and on YouTube, in Instagram and on YouTube. So do we have questions, comments, contributions? Happy to take them. In the absence of any question, comment, contributions, I think we can call it a day. Thank you so much for joining us. See you again next week, Friday. God bless you.